Hello, welcome to Tsegu Tube. Today, we will talk about the Battle of Adwa, one of the most iconic African victories against European colonialism. The Battle of Adwa, how Ethiopia defeated Italy, African victory against colonialism in the highlands of northern Ethiopia. In March 1896, one of the most decisive battles in African history was fought, the Battle of Adwa. Against all odds, Ethiopian forces crushed a European colonial army, Italy, proving that Africa could stand strong and free. This is the story of how Ethiopia defended its sovereignty and inspired the entire continent. The scramble for Africa. In the late 19th century, European powers rushed to colonize Africa in what became known as the Scramble for Africa. Italy, one of the newer European kingdoms, set its eyes on the Horn of Africa, specifically Ethiopia, but there was a problem. Ethiopia wasn't unorganized. It had a strong leadership under Emperor Menelik II and a united population ready to resist foreign invasion. In 1889, the Treaty of Wuchale was signed between Italy and Ethiopia. But there were two versions. The Italian version claimed Ethiopia was a protectorate of Italy. The Amharic version did not. Menelik rejected the Italian interpretation, and that marked the beginning of conflict. Preparing for war, Italy assumed Ethiopia would be an easy victory. But they underestimated the leadership, strategy, and unity of the Ethiopian people. Menelik called upon all Ethiopians to defend their land. Over 100,000 soldiers from various regions, Oromo, Amhara, Tigray, Garaj, and others, gathered for a common cause. Menelik's wife, Empress Tetu, was not just a royal figure, she was a military leader. She led 5,000 troops herself. Ethiopia was not only relying on spears and swords. Thanks to diplomatic relations with Russia and France, they had modern rifles, artillery, and military advisors. The Battle of Adwa begins on March 1, 1896. The Italian army of about 17,000 men, under General Baratieri, marched into the Adwa Mountains. But they were walking into a trap. Ethiopian scouts knew the terrain better. Menelik had divided his forces strategically around the mountains, surrounding the Italians. At dawn, the Ethiopians launched their attack. The Italian forces were split and overwhelmed. The battle raged for hours. Ethiopian warriors fought with bravery, discipline, and unity. They pushed the Italians back on every front, crushing the invaders. Italian troops were caught in the valleys, unable to retreat. Many were killed. Thousands were captured, including high-ranking officers. Over 6,000 Italian soldiers died, while thousands more were wounded or captured. Ethiopian losses were heavy too, but the victory was clear. Empress Tetu's forces captured the Italian camp at Enda, cutting off supplies and ammunition. The Italian dream of colonizing Ethiopia had turned into a nightmare. A symbol of African resistance, the Battle of Adwa shocked Europe. It was the first time an African army defeated a modern European army in open battle. It shattered the myth of European superiority. Ethiopia remained independent, the only African country to successfully resist the wave of colonialism at that time. Across Africa, Adwa became a symbol of hope. It inspired liberation movements for decades. In the African diaspora in the Americas, the Caribbean people of African descent celebrated the Ethiopian victory as a sign of black pride and resilience. Menelik's legacy, Emperor Menelik II, became a national hero and global symbol of anti-colonial resistance. His leadership, diplomacy, and courage preserved Ethiopia's independence. His wife, Empress Tetu, became a symbol of women's leadership in war and politics. The legacy of Adwa lives on in the hearts of Ethiopians and freedom-loving people across the world. The Battle of Adwa is more than just history. It's a reminder that unity, courage, and strong leadership can overcome even the greatest challenges. Ethiopia didn't just win a battle, it defended its soul, its culture, its sovereignty. And for that, Adwa will forever echo as a beacon of African pride and resistance. If you found this story powerful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let the world know about Ethiopia's victory at Adwa. History matters. Africa matters. Adwa lives on. Thank you.